Sophie Sierra from 90 Day. The Last Resort rebuilds her life after leaving Rob Warne. Sophie Sierra, who first appeared on 90 Day Fiancé Season 10 and later joined 90 Day, The Last Resort, has opened up about the emotional transformation she's undergone following her breakup with Rob Warne. The content creator, originally from the UK, moved to Los Angeles in hopes of building a lasting relationship with Rob. But just months into their marriage, Sophie made the difficult decision to walk away. Now, Sophie is embracing a new chapter in her life, one centered on independence, healing, and becoming what she recently described as a cycle breaker. Her latest Instagram post has sparked interest among fans as she subtly reflects on both her past struggles and her path forward. Sophie's journey from heartbreak to healing. When Sophie married Rob, she had hopes of building a stable future together in America. Their journey, documented on reality television, wasn't without its challenges. Issues of trust began to surface when Sophie discovered Rob had been communicating with other women online before their wedding. Although she tried to move past the betrayal, she later came to feel that not everything had been fully revealed. Despite agreeing to therapy and attempting to salvage their marriage, Sophie eventually chose to walk away. She later hinted that there were deeper issues in the relationship that had not been shown on camera. Her decision to end the marriage wasn't taken lightly, but it was one she felt was necessary for her own well-being. Sophie has been candid about her post-breakup recovery. Through Instagram and other platforms, she's slowly shared pieces of her emotional growth. A recent post she reshared from @the_higher_self___ highlighted the idea that personal growth often requires us to move outside our comfort zones. The message explained that being surrounded by dysfunctional dynamics can serve as a push toward transformation. Sophie seemed to strongly identify with the idea of breaking patterns, sharing the quote without much added commentary, but clearly aligning herself with the term cycle breaker. What Sophie means by cycle breaker? By calling herself a cycle breaker, Sophie seems to be referring to the conscious decision to interrupt a recurring pattern, whether in relationships, family life, or personal habits. For Sophie, the cycle she's breaking appears to be one tied to emotional compromise and instability. After moving on from Rob, Sophie admitted that she had no clear plan. She just knew she needed a fresh start. The uncertainty didn't scare her, rather, it became her motivation. Sophie says she began putting herself first in a way she never had before. Though she had tried to make the marriage work, particularly through counseling sessions, she ultimately decided that her emotional health was more important than staying in a situation that didn't feel right. According to Sophie, Rob had expressed interest in reconciling. But after some brief contact following the split, she realized it was time to move forward permanently. Since then, she's kept the focus squarely on herself and her growing career as an entrepreneur and influencer. Sophie's life after the split. Sophie is now single and pursuing personal and professional goals in the US. She's launched a successful waist trainer brand, which she promotes through her social media accounts. According to her, the products have been selling well, and she's excited about expanding her business further. More than just building a brand, Sophie is working on building a life that brings her peace. She's shared glimpses of her self-care routines, fitness progress, and moments of solitude, all pointing to someone in the process of rediscovering herself after a life-altering decision. Despite the difficulties that came with ending her marriage so soon after it began, Sophie seems at peace with the choice. She's also announced her intentions to remain in the United States long-term, where she continues to pursue her business ventures and personal passions. Her fans have been largely supportive, applauding her for taking charge of her life and setting boundaries that align with her values. Reflecting on her past, why Sophie chose herself. Sophie's decision to leave Rob didn't just stem from the troubles within their relationship, it was also deeply connected to her past. Growing up, Sophie experienced instability in her family life. Her parents separated when she was young, and she often felt a lack of emotional security. Though she was financially comfortable thanks to her grandfather's support, Sophie longed for something deeper, a sense of belonging, consistency, and love. She's spoken briefly about these experiences in past interviews, noting how they shaped her view of relationships. Sophie has said that she hoped marriage would offer her the stability she craved, but when that wasn't the case, she realized she had to become her own source of strength. In her Instagram caption following the reposted quote, Sophie didn't directly discuss her relationship with Rob, but left fans with a strong message about choosing growth over comfort. Her journey has resonated with many who have also made difficult decisions in their personal lives. Finding her voice after reality TV. Reality TV doesn't always capture the full complexity of a relationship. Sophie has hinted that some of the most challenging aspects of her marriage weren't shown on screen. As a result, she's taken to social media to provide more context, not just for clarity's sake, but to connect with others going through similar experiences. By opening up about her journey, without going into excessive detail, Sophie is building a brand rooted in honesty, resilience, and empowerment. She's learning how to balance transparency with self-protection, revealing just enough to inspire without oversharing. While some fans speculated about the possibility of reconciliation between her and Rob during the tell-all, Sophie has made it clear that she's focused on the future. She's not interested in revisiting the past, but is grateful for the lessons it taught her. What's next for Sophie Sierra? Sophie's next steps are all about building a life she feels good about. Her fitness business continues to grow, and she's exploring new ways to connect with fans through content creation. Whether it's fitness routines, motivational messages, or lifestyle tips, Sophie is carving out a space that feels authentic to her. She's also begun engaging with mental health topics, encouraging her followers to recognize red flags and prioritize emotional well-being. Her approach is thoughtful rather than accusatory. She emphasizes growth, not blame, and it's this mindset that continues to attract support. Though she remains open to love in the future, Sophie is in no rush. She's taking her time, learning what she wants, and focusing on the things that bring her joy. And through it all, she's staying grounded in her decision to break free from anything that doesn't serve her highest good. Final thoughts: a journey of empowerment. Sophie Sierra's transformation post-breakup is not just about leaving a marriage, it's about reclaiming her voice, healing from old wounds, and setting a new standard for how she wants to be treated. Her cycle breaker message isn't just a buzzword, it's a declaration of intent. In stepping away from what didn't align with her values, Sophie has shown that it's never too late to change course. Her story continues to unfold, but one thing is certain: she's not looking back. As fans continue to cheer her on, Sophie remains a symbol of quiet strength and resilience, reminding everyone that healing doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with one brave choice: